Can you hear me now? Am I audible?
And we're live. Good morning.
We are
Good
live
morning.
also. So please let me introduce.
Yeah.
Dear viewers, welcome to yet another edition of the Hyderabad Literary Festival on this monsoon day. And to heat up the cool atmosphere, we have a wonderful book, Politricks in India, a third umpire view of games our leaders play. So while the book talks about the tricks and the tricksters, but I think the moderator would be talking a little bit more about the book before starting the conversation with the author. So I will desist from introducing the book any further. I would now introduce our author of the day, B.N. Kumar. He is the editor of Biz News Connect, which has 3.68 lakhs page views and counting. It is an international award-winning media startup and has been the media partner for several international summits. BNK, as he is known to his friends, hails from Apna Hyderabad, having done his journalism here in the Osmania University. He worked with several organizations like the Free Press Journal, United News of India, Business India, Indian Express, Midday, and contributions to several other leading newspapers and magazines. Welcome, Mr. Kumar, to this session.
Thank you.
Talking to him will be Lalita Iyer, a friend of HLF, and a senior journalist who spoke her mind for several years at the Week. She freelanced for the Deccan Chronicle. Now she's writing a blog and freelancing for a Pune-based magazine too. She helped write 2 books which are yet to be published. For a person who does not even like to be photographed, I'm taking the safety of the online session to announce and wish Lalita Iyer a very happy birthday. Welcome to the HLF on your birthday, Lalita. And I hope that you will have a wonderful conversation with B.N. Kumar on this lovely book. So before I switch off, I would like to tell our viewers that we have changed our schedule from Fridays evening 7 o'clock to Sunday morning, hoping for more people to tune in leisurely for our sessions, because Friday evening was getting a bit difficult for a lot of people to tune in. So please give us feedback. We will type out the email ID in the chat box. So please give us your feedback as to how you like this change session, and if you have any other suggestions for HLF online sessions. I would also like to say that the conversation, while the conversation is on, please type your questions in the chat box, and I will come towards 5 to 10 minutes at the end of the session to ask your questions to the speaker or the moderator. With this, I hand over the session to Lalita. And please unmute yourself and take over the session, Lalita.
Thank you, first of all, for the birthday wishes. And I thought no one knew about it. Very kind of you. Hi, BNK. How are you? Good morning.
Hi. Morning and happy birthday. And happy birthday to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Face to the voice, as I would say. So I will read a little bit about, I read the book and I thought I should read a couple of paras about what the book is all about.
Yeah.
So it is Politricks in India, I think, is a ready reckoner for all those who do not remember dates and how the event actually played out. So here is a book which will help you with the sequence of events and the set dates. Many of us thinking persons, as opposed to busy in making their ends meet persons, have thought about all the issues BNK has discussed in this book and wondered why nothing is being done about it. Easier said than done, I suppose, for in a nation in India, every Indian has an opinion and every Indian is argumentative. We want to be heard. Social media has only added the necessary push. Every wannabe journalist is busy making a reel and posting it on Instagram, FB, YouTube, etc. We also know that BJP had issues that side of the Vindhyas thanks to YouTubers, that in the upper part of the country. I called BNK the other day and it was a pleasant call and there was immediate warmth. I did not know that BNK had worked with the week earlier, contributing to the business section. And he must have come to midday after I left. Free Press also after I left. I worked with Onlooker there. And I left when I left the most rewarding part of my life. BNK's need for numbers is urgent. He apparently has made a number of RTI applications. I asked it as a question later, BNK, about how you went about garnering some of the information. The earlier chapters are about politics, and later he steps into other areas much more important and in quicker need of solutions, such as environment, water wars, mining, coal prices, rice mess, and many others. BNK does not leave it at exposing the issue. He's angry, stamps his feet, and tremendously moral in the entire book. But it is not misplaced, for he points out at the wrong and wonders why. He points out to the doer and is shocked that he is still around. A little bit of innocence, I would say. Some might call it naive, though he's the author of Politricks. We need more people like BNK for expressing thoughts and the feeling of righteousness, for there is immediate recognition from the honest taxpayer. As reporters, we covered incidents, tragedies, events, political rallies, new governments, budgets, etc. But we only reported. Our opinion or pain was only reflected in a genuine quote or so. And here is a book which talks about all the issues which seem so obvious to many of us, and yet it sits there. Couple of days of brouhaha and life goes on. More people like BNK and maybe people at the top will sit up and take note. 3 cheers to BNK. And can I start the question, BNK?
Yeah, yes, please. Please go ahead.
Okay. How many papers were you reading every day? For you have covered diverse subjects and done enough research. Battleground Mumbai, about the trains, local, metro, etc. Do tell.
See, as a journalist since 1975 onwards, I should say, Indira Gandhi declared emergency and I walked into my journalism classes at Osman University. Indira Gandhi declared elections within a year and a half, and I landed in Mumbai. So during that time, during the heat of the entire emergency and anti-emergency campaign, political rhetoric, while I was working at Free Press, I used to get you get access to lots of papers. But on any given day, I get to read. Today, of course, you have the numbers of newspapers have increased. We have a wide choice of news sources,
Reading.
including the YouTubers today, other than the TV channels. Or some people have Godi channels. There are independent channels. So close to 25 to 30 sources I access on a day-to-day basis.
Wow. Okay. In the initial chapters, were you reading only for the BJP news? I mean, in the initial chapters as we read them, were you only reading for the BJP news? Most of your questions and suggestions are directed to the party. You do discuss the Congress and its apathy as an opposition, but mainly you kind of talk about what the BJP did not do, right? You're getting angry at the BJP. So was it some kind of anger? How does it work?
It's I won't say anger because journalists have no business to get angry with anything. They're supposed to be having cool mind, balanced approach. Looking at things in a very balanced way and a very cool and calm way. So what was my issue was that this government came to power 10 years ago, now of a third term for them, criticizing whatever Congress was doing and not doing. So they called them anti-democratic. You had the entire Anna Hazare agitation, which ultimately BJP took over, and then they rode on that wave. And Mr. Narendra Modi was anointed as the prime minister candidate. They did all that, but despite doing all that, what the problem with BJP is in fact is that it has become some kind of a one-way traffic of communication. So as media, one expects the traffic, the communication to be a two-way traffic. In you and I, where I worked, we had arrows going towards both the sides as our logo. So that's where my point was that this government is communicating only one way. And as you see, my first chapter was when I was addressing your first press conference, Mr. Modi, the past prime minister, starting from Nehru to including Manmohan Singh, they used to have periodic conferences, at least one conference a year at Vigyan Bhavan, attended over 150 journalists, and they were actually addressing the nation. Here, this went as only a monologue. So there is no cross communication and no questions are being answered. I won't say no questions are being raised.
Yeah,
Lot of media persons like me, there are a lot of editorials. Everybody raises questions, but then there are no answers. Nobody responds. So that has been my point that there should be two-way communication for democracy to function. Democracy is all about freedom of speech and freedom of expression. Freedom of expression is also means freedom to raise questions and freedom to get responses. So that's why I got a bit disturbed. I would say I got angry, and I started thinking to myself as to what is to be done. And luckily for me, I got this opportunity to write for the Hyderabad newspaper. This buzz. I was asked to the editor and my friends. They saw my writings, my blogs, etc. They asked me why don't you start writing columns for us. So I immediately jumped at the opportunity, and because I tried in a couple of places in Mumbai. I must admit this, to write these so-called angry pieces, but I didn't find much response. Even today, there were some pieces that I write, some campaigns that I do, anti-establishment, people are a bit wary, very cagey about taking because everybody gets their I would say favors, but support
yeah,
from the
correct.
government or whatever. Yeah,
In
like
fact,
that.
considering this question only, I was wondering, were you ever pulled up? Were you ever harangued? Did anybody write a negative piece? I mean, these days they say that, guys come to BJP supporters would come to your office and really, pull you up or some such. Did anything ever happen to you when you were writing
Luckily,
this?
luckily none of these kind of things have happened, but yes, I was questioned when I also post it on my social media platforms. I post my the pieces to in the book, etc., to various people, friends,
Yeah,
not so friendly people, friendly media, not so friendly media, PR people, government persons, politicians. So I
correct.
do get negative feedback. In the sense, they say that I mean they trash me. They said, "Beka, you're absolutely wrong. You have a cockeyed view. You are following the liberals. You have that attitude. You're a left liberal. All kind of these kind of things I get to hear, and I enjoy that. Okay, at least somebody is sitting up and taking note of what
Oh,
you're writing, and actually the thoughts are being registered. Somebody to
yes,
react to that, one is to read it. That thought
yes.
has to be registered in his mind. So that's been there, and even on Twitter, I got trolled, but it's okay. I take it in my stride. I enjoy it.
Wonderful, wonderful. That's true. The negative reactions are also reactions, and we look for reactions,
Yeah.
basically. Through the book over a period of time, you talk of there has to be a common platform for discussions, right? You talk of that. And uh, that in itself is a contradiction because where would you ever get a common platform? Assuming you got it, who would come for discussion? So I would think that's a contradiction in itself. But would I be too wrong in saying that you have a utopian wish list about how any central or state government should run? What do you think?
One might call it utopian. It is not my wish list. It is whatever these political parties, the governments declare in their manifestos and the program that they present during the presidential address to the joint session of parliament or the governor's addresses. It is the same people, the government's own people, they present their wish list. Supposing the new collector comes to my district and people go and ask him, and he will present his own wish list. The wish list that they presented is not my wish list. It is whatever the politicians, governments have been promising. I'm only pointing out, this is what you said. I'm just pointing in the mirror. If you take the example of the last elections, like Lok Sabha elections, I studied the major manifestos and, of course, politics, the freedom of expression, democracy, constitution, all being my favorite subjects. I also spoke about environment. And I must say that both the BJP and Congress have done an excellent job in presenting their thoughts, except that BJP central constitution was I, me, myself, and Modi. Whereas Congress, I think they have done I'm not praising Congress, I'm not neither pro Congress nor pro BJP. I'm an independent journalist. So I appreciated the efforts of the even the Congress manifesto because there are a lot of efforts they have put in. So all the chapters that they have discussed, they have taken the public opinion and they have done it. And even the BJP had its own manifesto committee and they have done it. Then I looked at the Trinamool Congress. I was very happy to see for the first time probably political party taking up the issues of wetlands and mangroves, which is our the concern, area of concern, which
Yeah.
you said we'll discuss later.
Yeah.
And even Nationalist Congress Party, Sharad Pawar's party also had a good manifesto. Our friends TRS had a good manifesto. So I just called out those points and presented as a not my agenda, it's an agenda for the nation. I mean, as one of my TV anchors says, the nation wants to know why not. If you promise me this, what are you doing about this? So I thought that this platform that you asked me about, the platform should be able to raise questions and try to get responses. Ultimately, what is important, even from the president down to the points, is the communication to the last man, to the ultimately voter, the common man, the 140, billion crore people that we talk about in every given opportunity. That's what and also, platform need not necessarily mean a discussion platform like this. It can be anything. It could be a weekly or a monthly, like Mann Ki Baat. Mann Ki Baat is a good idea. In fact, when the president of I saw the president of America doing this weekly broadcast on Voice of America, I presented this idea to them. In fact, I sent a mail to the prime minister asking why don't you do something like this. So, which is a good thing. Though it's a monologue, it presents ideas, it presents his thoughts, but then he should be open to questions also on that. He should not become only one way and keep on praising him. Hail Modi, hail Modi. That's not the way of conducting a democratic government. Lalita.
Which is right in a way. But having said that, how would you, I mean, when you discuss a platform, how would you put it across? Who is the one who is going to ask the question, is what I'm saying. Even in small areas, like let's take FICCI or FAPCI, or when they go, there has to be a leadership, even in groups, right? For them to go and represent somebody. That is what, who is going to represent the common man then? Because the MLA is not doing anything. So who will do it then?
Media, obviously, because
you must have thought about that.
Yeah. Media should be raising. People like you and me should be raising questions. I mean,
Okay. And
we move
you
up.
think the owner's like?
There's a, I think,
Okay.
frozen.
Okay.
There's a
Fair enough. We shall discuss that later.
Yeah.
Pardon?
I think there's some network issue. Your frame is frozen.
Okay. You're through? Yeah. No, here I can't hear your voice also.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
shall I go ahead
yeah.
to the next question?
Yeah, now I think.
BNK, you have done tremendous homework. Normally, I praise myself. I do a lot of homework before I go talk to somebody, right? You've done tremendous homework. And I just bring one chapter, on polls, promises, and project delays. This is again a ready reckoner. All the thought processes, all the ideas, all the questions, all the issue, everything is in that chapter. So I was wondering, did you get all your data? Did you have some other sources? You don't have to tell us, of course, but just one use while applying for RTI. Irrespective of your sources, I would commend you for the kind of spade work you've done.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Please comment.
Yeah. Sources.
I can.
Most of the information is available on public domain. Only thing is you should know what to search for and where. Today, fortunately for our generation, we have the Google. So you type out something and it shows up enormous amount of information. And today you have AI also. So with that resources, it's not too difficult to find out sources. Also, when you read through newspapers, when you access a lot of information sources, you note down your points. You know what you're looking for. And today, Google tells you what to look for also. When it reads your mind, like you're talking today, if I search in Google, it might send me whatever you have written in your past years.
Absolutely.
So today, that information is easily available. Access is there. But certain information is given in the this here I'm disclosing my secret. Is declared in the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha questions, and most of it goes unreported because as you see in today's parliament sessions, most of it is lost in the din and noise, etc. So in the question are whatever questions are discussed, they
Yeah.
hardly discuss 5 to 6 questions. The remaining entire question answer this thing, what
Session.
is printed, it goes into as a presented by the written reply. So the agencies, PTI, UNA do reply whenever they want, and also the people who raise questions and people who have interest in that, like for instance, if there is an issue about Adani, if there is an issue about airport, I look for it. So if there is any parliament questions, you type Lok Sabha question, Navi Mumbai airport or Adani, you get your leads. So then also you discuss with friends. There are enough. I mean, we have a this press club in Mumbai, though it is not only a fountainhead for various things. Uh,
Yeah.
we have a good library there. We have good
Absolutely.
thought exchange programs happening there. We have knowledge sessions keep happening there. So the journalists, senior journalists, read people, well-informed people come and we discuss on our table. In fact, our table we call it glassmates table. So with the glassmates we discuss, you
Yeah.
know, politics, international affairs, law, Chief Justice, UPSC, and whatnot. So these all
Yes.
form sources for my information, and that's where you get ideas, So, ऐसे से हिंदी बात करने से ही बात बनती है, तो बात करना जरूरी है. And that's what I keep telling the Prime Minister also. Keep talking and keep listening. Let me also talk.
Yeah.
ऐसा.
Correct. The opportunity भी देना चाहिए आपको. But tell me more about RTI. How did you? There are numbers. You discuss a lot of numbers in your chapters. How do you get those numbers?
RTI is a very big source today to all of us. In fact, you don't have to be, a typical social activist kind of a thing with a jhola on your shoulder and kurta pajama activist kind of a scene. Anybody can be an RTI activist, and even any journalist can file RTI applications. I got this idea because when I was doing a campaign on the very poor state of affairs of the uh, railways in Mumbai, suburban
Is
network.
it easy, PNK?
Yeah, it's easy. It's not very difficult. So today you have at least in two states. I found it very easy.
And
Maharashtra and
to give you honest reply, you have to wait.
you have to wait. So what happens is
You have to wait for a long period of time, is what I meant. For the
there are good
replies.
there are two good sources. One is the central government's RTI online .in and the Maharashtra. I checked the other RTI sources like the UP, Andhra, Telangana, Tamil Nadu. They're not as open and as easily, available, accessible to the people. So, for instance, in Andhra Pradesh, it's tough. You can, I mean, this is so
Yeah.
complicated. It
Mm.
gives you all the departmental heads. It gives the entire list. The side gives you it tells you about the law, what are rights are available to you. Then it doesn't give me a window where I can go and type my information and get it. Whereas the central government has put an excellent guideline, which is working out very well.
Okay.
In fact, apart from the RTI, the government has uh, another website where all the entire government information is collated, where departments can be addressed.
Okay.
The Prime Minister had his own website where talk to the Prime Minister, communicate to the Prime Minister page, where I should type out and send me things. In all fairness, I must admit, I must appreciate this that the information that I seek for the question is transferred to concerned department. For
Ah,
instance, I raised the question about the bird strike threat at the Navi Mumbai airport.
correct.
So he responded immediately. I mean, the PMO. I won't say Modi has responded. PMO, Under Secretary, Joint Secretary level, who are in charge for the information as the principal information officers or information officers, they pass it on to the airport authority. So airport authority wrote to me saying that this concerns the international airport authority, not by department. Fair. So
Yeah.
then I put the international airport authority. They said the safety issues arise when we start the actual operations. Till then, it is a local planner and the project proponent's responsibility to ensure this. Then I shot back. That gave me ammunition, a lead to question.
Okay. Hmm.
International Airport Authority, are you going to wait for the plane to take off to be hit by a bird? And then you say, oh my God, what we have done? Or
Right.
are you not supposed to take a preventive measure?
Correct.
So this is how, then I wrote to the International Pilots Guild, the Indian Pilots Guild. So they keep responding. Some do, some don't. So that is how, And another thing about RTI, you asked me about the time lag, time consumed.
Yeah.
Normally within a month, they the officer, the department that you address, they're supposed to respond. If they don't respond within a month, there is a first appeal opportunity that is normally addressed. In my case, of course, I told about the airports, even the railways, the environment department, they're pretty open about responding. They may say it is not in my saying, or they may just pass it on to the state government. For instance, the railways pass it on to the Central Railway and Western Railway in Mumbai, whatever information I sought for. Environment department says this is water wetland, it is a state subject. Please discuss with your local environment department. Then they pass on. They don't tell me ki approach this guy. They send a mail direct to him, marking me a copy, saying Mr. B. N. Kumar of that kind of foundation has raised this question. Since this is your domain, please respond to the applicant directly with a copy to us. So to that extent, that makes them binding to them. So they don't do it immediately. You're right. It's time consuming. Then keep on reminding. I tell the central government, Ministry of Information, Environment, Forest and Climate Change that State Department is not responding. Now please do something. They send a reminder. After 6 reminders, sometimes miracles do work. They appoint a committee, they review the situation. Somehow you have to keep fighting. I mean, you should not give up. Care, information, reply, what do I do? Never give up.
Wow. And so not only spade work, you're also into advocacy. I mean, at setting up committees and at least helping them set up committees and stuff like that. Yeah. That is interesting. Yeah, RTI always thought I had applied for one or two during my stories, and it took months and months and months, and I didn't have the patience to pursue it, so I couldn't get the data really. But thank you. I mean, you've opened out various avenues now. Thank you for that. Your feeling that Congress as a party would die a natural death in the 75th year, you had mentioned somewhere, can now rest, right? There is a revival, and how? The PM was shocked, PK was shell-shocked, even as he was proved wrong. And of course, the Congress does not know what hit them. Comment on that.
See, yes, Congress was in a very sad state of affairs after the back in 2014. Rahul Gandhi himself admitted that we did not communicate well, we did not respond well. And most of the allegations that they were leveled against them, whether it's CG scam or a coal scam, they have not been, most of it is not been proved. And coal scam, of course, some secretaries have been punished, etc. But as well as 2G scam is concerned, all the politicians they accused, they are all out. See, Congress should, as a political party, should have step back. But they were in a state of hibernation. Either they were too overpowered, overawed by the aura of the Modi era, by the BJP, the kind of aggressive stand that Mr. Modi has taken, Congress Mukta Bharat and those kind of campaigns that have really, hit them. And they are unable to come out of the shell. Except for 2, 3 people, once in a while, Rahul Gandhi comments on Priyanka and Shashi Tharoor, Jainam Ramesh. But generally, more or less, the Congress itself was went into an hibernation. And then this wave of people quitting, the washing machine politics started. So if you're accused of corruption, scam, you join BJP party or you join BJP's alliance, all your cases are withdrawn and you suddenly emerge as a clean person. So all these kind of things were happening. I was questioning all of it. So now, as you said, the Congress has started, resurrection, started striking back. The yatras that Rahul Gandhi had done, the first Bharat Jodo Yatra, it was an eye-opener, not only for him, but a lot of political observers like us, because you could see the anger among the people. There is a frustration, there is a pent-up anger, and they don't have an opportunity, a window of opportunity to express themselves. That's where I think this Yatra helped Rahul Gandhi a lot. People were talking, though the mainstream media was not covering, print media was covering here and there. The entire Modi ministry, everybody was against him, and of course, they have to be. They're politically, they're right. But falsehoods, lies, like for instance, saying Smriti Irani saying Rahul Gandhi did not visit Vivekananda's statue, did not pay respect to Vivekananda before starting off from Kanyakumari, which was a lie. So things like this went on, and Rahul Gandhi took it very coolly for a change. I think that was that advice worked on him very well. Whoever is his advisor, He took it everything in his stride, cool, calm, maintained everything. He did not violently react. Couple of times he put his foot in his mouth, like when he enters Maharashtra and talks about Veer Savarkar, which is very wrong. I said,
Yeah.
this is where you're going to defeat your rally. I raised this question. Then, of course, subsequently, people also must have told him, to make it calm and quiet. Manipur, for instance, is a shame.
Absolutely.
Shame was a very big blot on Indian democracy. More than year and a quarter now, the state is burning. And that's where I think Rahul has, I will not say snatched the political opportunity, but yes, when they try to share his uh, concern with them, listen to them. See, as Rahul Gandhi, he's not empowered. He's absolutely powerless. I
Yeah.
mean, with Congress in opposition, what can he do except raising noises? But when he listens to people, when they record shit, today you have social media. There are thousand people watching you.
Watching.
That and also Congress social media platform also has been doing an excellent job, I must say. That project putting out all the shows,
Absolutely.
etc. So
Yes.
information is available to you. So
Yeah.
now there is an attempt to strike back. The what went wrong? Why? How this forecast went wrong? The forecast always, the exit polls are forecast by so-called independent journalists and political observers and pollsters, psychologists. They sit in the air-conditioned rooms and they say teams out. So, and I think PK himself admitted that it's difficult to talk to women. Without talking to women, women are the major set of voters today. If you won't sit anywhere, they come out, they vote. In fact, last UP election, how Adityanath scored twice because this talak thing, and
Yeah.
talak affected triple talak affected the Muslim women.
Public.
So
Yeah.
obviously, they came out and voted, and that vote is all a vote of secrecy. So this is where and suppose you go to a Dalit or a backward class person, you start talking to him about anti-government. He
Yes.
will not open his mind. He's scared. He's already suppressed and oppressed. And if he thinks that he bloods or something, BNK or PK will go and report that explains that Patil or Verma is saying something against Modi. They are scared of the repercussions. So that's why they don't open up. So you have to actually spend time among the people before asking, listen to them. Go to petrol pumps, go to pawn shops where people discuss politics. People do discuss politics. Travel in local trains like in Mumbai. Travel in buses in Hyderabad. Once in a while, stand it near Charminar and Secunderabad railway station. Listen to people. You know, or if you want to talk to people, people sit there in the benches and keep reading newspapers. Ask them. You know, nothing wrong.
Yeah.
So that's what the contact with the people has been lost. And the question about the constitution raised by Rahul Gandhi, that done the wonders. The constitution. Now you see the entire BJP machinery, Modi getting back to the constitution, uh, constitution day, all this thing they are observing. So
Mm.
that's where even they realize it matters. In that red book,
Yeah. It
some
has
people,
impacted them somewhere.
some people say that even that red book that Rahul was holding reminds you of Marx's book, Karl Marx book, etc. That's all fine, Mao's book, but the fact is fact.
Yeah, yeah. No, which is interesting. But having said that, the Bharat Jodo Yatra, what Rahul did, one would have expected a lot more introspection from him,
Yeah.
and a lot more introspection from Congress also.
Yeah.
I don't think that really happened, right? Somehow it didn't. Maybe, the Modi politics kind of whatever happened. But Rahul Gandhi didn't come out as a striking force, is what I'm thinking.
That's
You think?
that's one way of looking at it because you are right in a way that Rahul Gandhi did not come out as a striking force because he could not galvanize the party. Whatever was
Exactly.
happening in the lower rank people, suppose there
Yes.
are workers in the down level, people who are
Yeah.
joining the yatra.
Yeah.
His activity was limited to that.
Hmm.
For instance, he had an excellent program, say, for instance, say Madurai or say in Hyderabad, that did not result in galvanizing the entire Congress party. The
Into it.
Hyderabad, Telangana politics worked to the extent of the elections because,
Yes.
in fact, I wrote about Telangana politics also. He got in fact, we forecast because I was talking to one of my relatives from Hyderabad who came here. He was politically very much
Hmm.
alerted and aware. he is a Rotarian, and he's
Okay.
very much active. So when we were discussing politics, he gave me this hint. If Congress manages to get Revanth Reddy, he can be game changer. I immediately got the point and wrote about it, and that piece was carried. And Revanth Reddy did make a difference. So they have to find a Revanth Reddy in each state.
Mm.
You know, unfortunately for Congress in Maharashtra, Ashok Chavan, he was hijacked by this
Yeah.
Congress, and Praful Patel was hijacked from NCP was hijacked. So Sharad Pawar is used to be anti-Sonia, anti-Congress. Now, of course, they have
Now
complete
getting
settlement.
back to the,
Then
yeah.
they're working together. And there are also contradictions that Rahul Gandhi failed to attend to, like Aam Aadmi Party. You know, so Aam Aadmi Party says in Delhi we have an agreement, but in Haryana we don't. In Punjab we don't. We will fight against each other. Even to come to the understanding on the seats, I think he left it to the local party, local leadership, which failed. And the
Yeah.
local leadership, I don't know whether they are lethargic or they are not attuned to the current scenario. The old guard, I know, I'm sorry for using this word, but the old guard failed to accept the ground realities and come to adjustments and understandings. Even today, the old set of leaders, wherever Rahul Gandhi goes, Priyanka goes, you find a bunch of people. I mean, you don't find other than Shashi Tharoor, Jairam Ramesh, Supradarshine, and
Yeah. Yeah.
this guy, more than Chidambaram, you know,
Mm.
Revanth Reddy. You
Yeah.
don't find more than 10, 15 people whom Rahul Gandhi can say.
Who can go?
And
Yeah.
also, the basic fault with the Congress is that it's too much of centralization of power with the high command, so-called high command, the Gandhi Nehru Parivar. And the more than the Gandhi Nehru Parivar, the people close to them, what used to
Mm.
be caucus during the emergency, some kind of a caucus does still exist. People advise the people wrong advices. People don't come out and take initiative because they're scared of getting this thing. So
Mm.
always the chemchagiri, that is happening. Like I keep not only reading books when I travel on the road, I keep reading things written on the behind the trucks.
On
They
the
give you a lot
trucks.
of ideas. So
Yeah.
the one I call it writing on the wheels. So
Yeah.
one of the writing on the wheels says, "सेठ ईमानदार है,
हाँ,
सेठ ईमानदार है, चमचों से परेशान है."
क्या बात है, सही बोला.
So the Gandhi Nehru Parivar, the Nehru family, I mean,
Yeah.
Sonia's and Rahul to the world, they should get rid of the chamchas and listen to the sane voice. They lost in Devara.
Yeah.
Sachin Pilot almost went out and came back.
Yeah.
Jyotiraditya they lost. I mean, this youth, the young thugs,
True. The
they should have
youngsters are all
got
stepping
together.
up. No,
Yeah,
no,
they
very
should have
true, very
come
true. But
together.
this works for all parties. Yeah,
Yeah,
the sycophants ka group, they have to get rid of it and start working
correct,
for the
correct.
people, listening to them. Yeah. And I must compliment you on all the chapters, BNK, because I was pleasantly surprised. One is they're succinct, sharp, and quick reading, 2.5 pages,
Yeah.
except one or two, which were like 3 pages or 4 pages. So this really makes you read the chapter and then mull over the subject, because one or two subjects one was interested in. And there is, of course, easy analysis in certain chapters. And you think, yeah, this was simple. Why didn't the government think of it? Where you quote, and you're also quoting senior officials, right? In Narendra and all you're quoting, which makes it that much more interesting. And, so you think, yeah, this is the way to go. And in many places, you give impatient advice, is what I think. Comment.
Yeah, because when you sitting on your laptop,
Uh,
talking those words, um, it's an element of frustration does creep in. Uh, I mean, what the hell? I mean, why it's not happening? It's easily doable. Uh,
yes.
I mean, you take an example of Swachh Bharat.
Hmm.
It was launched with a lot of gusto and enthusiasm. Mr. Modi roped in Sridhar Jandeja, Arun Puri, Shashi Tharoor, all the
Yeah.
thing has done. But and also the funding was never a problem. They got everything from the CSR funds and they made people spend. Because even under the amended Companies Act, whatever CSR you're supposed to spend, it should be affecting the community around your area of operations. Suppose I have
That's
a plant in
primarily
Hyderabad.
before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I should be affecting the local community, not
Yeah.
donating five crore rupees to Uttarakhand floods. That also you should do. But you should not say, "Okay, I donated there, my funds are over." You should not do
Yeah.
that. So all that, with this with Swachh Bharat, it's fairly well spread and they've done a good job. But There was no follow-up. You just constructed toilets without water. People will come out and eat them outside. So this is where, man, I call it, I mean, I don't blame Modi for it, but down the line, when the civic officials, everybody, even BJP workers, when you owe your allegiance to the great man, you should be
Yes.
saying, looking at things and pointing out to the local authority, local corporation, saying there is no water in this toilet. What are you doing? Simple things like this. Tree cutting. We start from the rooftops. I get into my favorite subject, environment now, with your permission. We go to COP summits. There we start from the rooftop saying that, our dependence on fossil fuels will come down. I have this kind of ratio by 270 this much, to 2040 this much, 2030 this much. You come back to India. What do? You increase the coal production,
Yep.
and then
That's a very nice
you don't
chapter.
do anything. Yeah, and you don't do anything about it. And you work on a massive highway called Samruddhi Marg, Mumbai Nagpur Samruddhi Marg, where you cut 1 lakh trees. You talk about saving environment. You talk about Amrit Sarovar project, which is having 75 lakes in each district across the country. Here, this is where, statistics and information and the experience that you have comes into mind. This is where I asked the Prime Minister questions, the Environment Department. You have something like 7.65 lakh wetlands in the country, which have been mapped by the ISRO. And ISRO has not done it on its own. It has been done by the Minister of Environment. And out of which there are 2.5 lakh wetlands, which are of the size of more than 2.5 hectares, large ones. So these are being neglected because what happens once that ISRO does the mapping, if you look at the map, a layman like you and me, we cannot read the map. There are only blue lines, etc. They have to be zoomed into the situation, the latitude, longitude, they have to study. Only an expert can do that. That is supposed to be done by the local environment department, local collection
Yeah.
level officers, etc. You are not doing that. Out of the even 2.25 lakhs wetland, if you look at, the government of India had done an excellent job in floating a very good source of information called indianwetlands.in.co.in. Indian wetlands site, if you visit, the site which have been mapped, listed, and declared are just 1,500, wetlands out of 2.5 lakh wetlands.
Wow.
It definitely
So
makes
the
you angry because,
rest
and
are,
you're
yeah,
making it
rest
because you're not doing anything here, and
yeah.
you are spending 75 to develop 75 crores in each district. Whose money it is? You preserve, conserve whatever you have.
Yeah.
Then going for other things. Same budget. And here, wetland is created.
Mm.
The ditch is there. The low area is there. Water comes in from with the
Yeah.
water comes in the coastal areas. Rainwater comes in there. You go for check dams. You go for this thing. You go for
Yeah.
rainwater harvesting. Lalita, nobody talks of rainwater harvesting. Only people talk about it. Nobody does anything about it.
Nobody does anything about it. I
In
agree with that.
Mumbai, take up Hyderabad,
Yeah.
Bangalore. They were known as once upon a time, during our times, in fact, my childhood in Hyderabad, there were so many lakes. Hyderabad, Bangalore
Yes.
had so many lakes and gardens. Today, all the lakes have been covered. You have done construction there.
True.
So, obviously, that area is going to be flooded. And in Mumbai area, coastal area,
Yeah.
you're gobbling salt pans. Salt pans and wetlands are supposed to be the urban sponges. They suck water,
Yes.
they hold
True.
the flood water, excess
Yeah.
water, and uske upar you do construction, you're going to flood your area. In fact, there is a building called,
Yeah. Right.
there's a society building called Riverview in
Mm.
Mumbai, Kalyan area,
Yeah.
and it is on the river side.
Mm.
So every monsoon, up to major
Flooding.
level, the flooding, they get flooded. So they have parking place. I suggested during monsoon, you should have parking place for boats.
Put it on the terrace.
Boats.
Correct. Correct.
So that's what makes you
Yeah.
bit upset and angry. That's why I expressed. And today I can't shout at anybody. I can't shout to my wife. There's a limit to what you can tolerate. My kids. But then they say, well, whatever your perception, they go and write. You ask them. So I do this.
You have the freedom to do that. You are
Yeah.
right. Yeah, no, BK. When I was reading through your last page, I asked you a question before reading that. You're the ultimate busy bee. Yeah, teaching, writing, carrying on the journalism. Though somewhere you said in one of the chapters that print journalism will stay on. Do you really think believe that because that gives me a little hope. I would think that soon people will forget to read, leave alone writing. We will only understand through emojis, maybe. You think print journalism will still survive then?
As a serious journalism, print journalism will survive because today it is mainly because of it is the handiwork of the other mediums of journalism like the electronic media, the social media, etc. They lost their credibility. If you're a serious person to support the message today, something negative message comes in, there are people who believe it. Now there are more and more people who disbelieve it, particularly after the election results. People have seen, people have been responding to the lies being spread, and also there are alternative medias which point out these fake media.
Mm.
So as long as the fake media is there, uh, 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 there is also of course fake media in print journalism. There are the discerning leader would always look for a printed word because that is sacrosanct. Suppose I say something in the broadcast in the morning,
Yes, it
after
is.
after
Yeah.
after a couple of hours they say no, that was a mistake. But in the print,
Correct.
it stays there. Even if you say corrigendum, it remains there.
It has a
So
shelf
even
life. Yes, it
it
has a
has
shelf
shelf
life.
life. It is definitely
But
it has
having
a
shelf life, it is also the rape the patani the potlam and chapter kada. Erodes the shelf life, rape the potlam. I mean, it'll
correct,
just
correct.
disappear. But yeah, probably it will remain in history. Sure, I'm
That's where
sure.
I say books play a big role. And I say book, good bookshelf behind you. I also have a huge
Yeah,
number of books here. So books do play a role because they are the not only the mirror, but they are they preserve history. They record. They they help in getting back into your. That is where the concern about rewriting the history books today. You can't
yeah.
forget history.
No,
Like
you can.
Moa Matrab is saying, I may not like a Muslim face, I may not like somebody, but I can't write off Mughals.
Write off an entire, yeah.
I can't write off Britishers. I can't write off Chinese.
So
I mean, it was Chinese tourists who discovered the India that we all read about in our childhood.
yeah.
Lalita, one more thing, tell me, whoever grew up in learning and getting also educated in small schools, big colleges, etc. Throughout our say 25, 30 years of studies, not the, yeah, maybe 20 years of studies, by 25 you're supposed to graduate to be out. Where have we learned anything wrong, anything negative about India's past? Somebody has done wrong, etc. All the history books that I have read, they were all factual presentations, whether it is Emperor Chandragupta Maurya or Ashoka or the General Dyer's, this one,
Jallianwala.
the Jallianwala Bagh, the struggle for independence.
Yeah.
Nowhere we did anything. Today, people are raising questions about somebody participated in the independence movement, somebody did not, somebody participated in the Quit India movement. As a student, I have never read that certain parties and certain people with ideological thought process, they did not participate in 1942. They supported the British government. That are we come to only now because of
Now,
this questioning and contradictions.
true.
I don't think we were ever taught any wrong
Yeah.
things about historic perspective. Even the mythologies. I mean,
Yeah.
we were just presented the facts
We
and
just
figures and
accepted, we probably just
yeah, we
accepted,
accept
didn't
it.
question it. But we are questioning it at a certain time when we can analyze about it. So it's a good time to
True,
be
true.
questioning and, asking about these things,
Yeah.
probably. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Uh, two words in your book which really stood out: election mode, double engine.
Yeah.
Favorite words?
Not my favorite, but it is see India, as you saw, you must have read, India is a country of festivals. India is every month after there is a small lull now after probably Ugadi, Gudi Padwa
Because
to
మొదలైంది ఆ
no,
బోనాలు
now
వేయడం.
Ashadi, now Ashadi started, Ashadi
It
Ekadasi
start.
started, then Ganpati, then the
Yes,
entire cycle. Then every state has its own flavors of festivals. Every religion has its own
right,
flavors of festivals.
right.
So it's not a country of festivals. We are always in a celebration mood. So as a communication consultant, when a banker or a corporate guy would ask me for some ideas, I used to present this to them. Make use of these festivals for
Hmm.
your sorry. Make use of this festival culture to communicate your message. Excellent way to for the communication. Whether it is even if it is social club, like Rotary Club, Alliance Club. Make use of this. It's a good tool of communication. To get together, some exchange ideas. as a man is a social animal, and in democracy is more. So now India has become a country of elections. Every given time there is a by-election, there's a regular election, there's a parliament election, and more than that, the BJP has taken that the probably policy. Every day is election day for them. Every speech is election speech.
You mentioned it throughout, yes.
Yeah. So he keeps talking about only they're always in election mode. In fact, that is one of the biggest plus points of BJP,
Yeah.
keeping their machinery always in election mode.
Continuously prepared. Yeah.
Continuously prepared. I like Amit Shah goes to Haryana the other day and says, I come on my Bania family. मैं सबका हिसाब रखना जानता हूँ. मैं एक एक कार्यकर्ता का हिसाब लूंगा. So Amit is keeping them on their toes. And with today's technology availability, even during a municipal election, you know which area voted for it, which area did not. So there you can pull up the accountability. That helps in accountability. The third word is that I stress focused very much on accountability. You make promises, you execute projects. Char Dham, highway you built, it got crashed, it got flooded, thousands of people died, villages got washed away. Where is the accountability? Somebody who makes a mistake, supposing I was MD of a particular corporation, I'll take say my level city and industrial development corporation, CIDCO. I'm MD today. I take certain decisions, anti-environment, pro-environment. 5 years down the line, suppose there is a disaster, there is a floods in that area. Who is answerable?
People
I
question.
worked there for 3 years. I get transferred to some other department. I was changes. People who are living there, they suffer. They ask, "क्या हो रहा है?" So wait, whom do you find? Because my decision, this thing has happened, so I should be made accountable. Suppose then you commit a crime. I commit a crime. Suppose I commit a crime.
Yes.
And wherever I'm transferred, cops will keep chasing me. They will come to Latur, they'll come to Akola, they will come to Chikmagalur if I go there. But in these kind of environment officials and infrastructure and urban planning, there's no accountability.
No accountability. True. Very true.
Lalita, would you like to have one or two concluding questions? Then I'll take the questions from the audience.
No, that's okay. You can take from the viewers. I'll later.
Okay, towards the end, you were summing up. Okay. The first question is from Vijay. Apart from the manifestos, does the Constitution itself present us with a utopian vision?
I don't think so. I think the Constitution of India is one of the best documented thing that we have in the country, the world. In fact, it is not a utopian view. It has been discussed thoroughly, completely by the Constitutional Assembly. And anti all the views were taken. In fact, today if you talk to any constitution expert, he goes into the notes on the constitution. So a lot of efforts have gone to that. Our forefathers had done an excellent job. It's very easy to dismiss as an utopian view. I think for that, there are a lot of people who go by Gita, Bhagavad Gita, a lot of people go by the Bible also. The Constitution of India is the Gita, the Bible, the Quran for the entire country, for the entire nation. I don't think it's a utopian view.
Rajesh Komera asks, is there a lot of mistrust on intellectuals? The Notebandi, without involving anyone, was sudden and hit the cash market pretty bad.
You are right, because the kind of decision was taken, even the finance minister was not aware of it. RBI, with the previous RBI governor was against it. This man has taken a certain decision, like it comes bolt from the blue. It did affect the cash flow. A lot of middle class people, lower middle class people suffered. Show me an example of a corporate guy or a corporate captain, a top businessman getting affected by the notebandi, by the demonetization, or he had to stand in the queue to exchange notes, or he had to, declare holiday for the staff to go and present deposit notes in the currency notes in the bank. We never come across these kind of things. So that gives you suspicion whether people already got the inkling of the notebandi, the demonetization, or they were well prepared for it. So it did affect the not only the small families, businesses. A lot of businesses which work on cash. And what happened was whatever cash was in the market, 97, 98% of it came back to the banks. So I have seen myself what happened during the exchange of notes. A lot of people have suffered. A lot of people have lost money. In fact, my father, who kept some 30,000 rupees in some of the books shelf, and my mother kept something in her masala dabba in somewhere, and they forgot where they hid the money. And they are old couple living in Hyderabad, and they could not send anybody to the bank and exchange. Finally, on a fine day, my brother-in-law discovers in my father's diary, he found 30,000 rupees. And he went to exchange. The RBI said, no, my brother-in-law is an NRI. He went, I'm an NRI guy, so we have an extended window for NRI. This every guy, everybody comes with this NRI excuse, you get out. He was not entertained at all. So a lot of people did suffer, uh, which is a fact, and that impact is still seen because a lot of small and medium industries were closed down. And people lost their jobs. That is where you have so much of unemployment level in this country.
Yeah. There have been some one or two, comments actually saying that this is an interesting session and there's engaging conversation. Thank you, BNK and Lalita. An array of subjects and issues. Interesting listen. So that is one of the
Thank you.
comments that has come. And Durga Das Kasbekar had one question which I'm missing from this. I think he had a comment on to Lalita. I'm not able to see it when I was reading it when the...
Maybe he deleted it, you think?
No, I didn't delete it. It's in the chat.
No,
but
he might have deleted it.
no, he asked another question. How confident are the various parties of constantly harvesting MPs, MLAs, and leaders from other parties, not causing disaffection amongst the older faithfuls?
Question to me?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
You.
Here, people are just going for short-term gains. Today, somebody walks in, I give him an opportunity, I make him clean, and after some time, he is sidetracked. These are all meant for short-term gains. So tomorrow, for instance, today BJP is not in a position to form governments on its own, which is why it had to take Chandrababu Naidu and Nitish. So now, supposing BJP was on its own, during the past 10 years, where were we discussing NDA as a party, as a functionary, as a group, as a government? It is only myself and Modi. The election manifesto is full of only Modi, pictures and Modi guarantee. It was Modi guarantee. It is not India guarantee. Only after the elections, he lost elections, he became a NDA guarantee. And then not only the people whom you take into your party, not only the defections issue, but these defections do not count because people go en masse, lock, stock, and barrel. So defection act does not is not applicable here. Our man has forgotten even God. Earlier used to say Jai Sri Ram, Jai Sitaram, etc. Jai Sri Ram. The first meeting after the election, he was talking about Badrinath.
Ashish.
Bhubaneswar, Puri God.
Puri.
Yeah.
Jagannath.
Yeah.
Jai Jagannath. Jai Jagannath, he was saying. So it is need based. काम हो गया, out. मतलब निकल गया तो पहचानते नहीं.
Good. That's
True. I found Durga Das's earlier comment. He was disagreeing with you on a comment you made. He says that the Bharat Jodo Yatra invigorated the Congress and also its allies.
Okay. No, I thought there would have been more introspection from Rahul Gandhi, especially, and he wouldn't have put his foot in his mouth so often, even after that. Considering where he's been, I mean, he was with the grassroots. So I would have expected a little bit more introspection from him, is what I meant. Okay,
Vijay asked another question. Sorry.
Let me address this a bit. Actually, this as far as reinvigorating the allies, very few allies were reinvigorated. Like Rahul Gandhi, even the second yatra. Now he says it is India ka yatra. But during that time, he was only saying Congress will promise. Everybody went and promising on behalf of the Congress party. They didn't discuss, though India was formed in between the halfway through the yatra, he could have they could have come out with a common minimum program, discuss 10 points to be addressed, whether it is Agnivir, whether it is constitution, everything, or whether there is reservations. They should have come out with a common minimum program, common understanding, then presented. Trinamool opposed, did not support all the Congress programs. So that is indication. The allies
Are
were
not
not
with them.
taken into confidence. That was the mistake, political blunder for Rahul.
Okay. Vijay asked another question. If politics is the art of the possible, isn't believing in manifestos a little naive?
You need to begin somewhere. You need to begin somewhere, As you are a child, when you are brought up, so you don't do your homework, or your parents want to do something to you. They show you chocolate. They give you, something to entice you, to lead you into this thing. So the political parties, they hang that carrot, that chocolate
Correct.
for the manifesto. And manifesto is not only, I did not say just a document. It is a means of conversation. It's a tool. What I want to do, you declare, and it is there in black and white. It is there in print in black and white. So, as a voter, it gives you a tremendous tool to make your elected representative answerable to that.
Okay. Amita Desai asks, you remain rather neutral. Did the information learning of much that may not all... 1 second. This emoji is hiding what she has written. So I was trying to... Okay. You remain rather neutral. Did the information learning of much that may not all be right leave you despondent and depressed, BNKG?
I'm not. I maybe, in fact, Lalita asked me this question: what makes me angry? What makes me frustrated? I'm not despondent. I still have big hope, because the last elections have proved the Indian voter cannot be taken for granted. You know, like there's
Yeah.
a famous Bollywood dialogue. It says, "एक बार मैंने decision ले लिया, मैं अपने आप का भी नहीं सुनता हूँ." So the voter has once makes up his mind, he doesn't listen to even himself. Whatever enticement, whatever freebie that we show to him, every government, every party has been producing freebies, and the pattern of voting across the country is not, is not uniform. The way the people vote in Telangana is not similar say in UP or in Maharashtra or Gujarat. MP voted differently. MP was totally for BJP, though Congress went and presented their thoughts there. So the electorate, I think they have taken decisions based on their requirements, their perceptions. Uh, like the Agnivir thing, it did impact the elections in Bihar, UP, if we see. Agnivir, in fact, we've seen a huge agitation in Hyderabad also. Secunderabad, in fact, very concerned. In fact, there were riots in Trimalgiri, there were riots in smaller places in Secunderabad cantonment, which was not heard of this kind of troubles. So I'm not dissatisfied. I'm not despondent. I still have big hope in this country, in this nation. See, unless you're positive, you're hopeful, you can't expect the other person to be positive and hopeful. That's where I think by presenting the restlessness, anger, what I was trying to do was to, in a way, tickle the reader's mind. If I say what the heck is not happening, he should be able to think similarly and react. He doesn't have to agree with me. He can disagree and blast me. In fact, I've been getting blasted also. I was enjoying that. I was telling you later. So it's no, I'm not despondent. I'm very,
And
very much
he's not
hopeful.
despondent because he is ready to do his volume 2. So that goes to prove.
True,
He's not
true,
at
true,
all
true, true.
So when is that coming? When
Should
is
be out
volume 2
next.
coming?
I'm waiting for an opportunity. I collected all my stuff now. Waiting for the good opening chapter, good headline. Let me see how this monsoon session goes through, and how the assembly elections go. Probably for the next assembly elections, I should be in time for it.
Okay. Anyway, we've crossed the time, but I'd like to still ask the last question, taking advantage of my role here.
Yeah, please.
You mentioned about the election mode, the constant election mode. So what happened in the recent by-elections? Why didn't the election mode did not even do any damage control.
See, being in election board is a different connotation as compared to winning or losing.
Okay.
When you remain election board, you're keeping your party machinery, your entire thing galvanized towards winning. Ultimately, as they said, once the voter decides, he doesn't listen to himself. So uh, he's made up his mind, and uh, there has not been much improvement over the time between the Lok Sabha election and this time also. So that's where the result reflected the other way around, positively for the opposition parties.
Did your book get any brickbats?
Lots.
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 Okay.
Lots.
Okay.
I was told, my relatives told me I am pro Congress. I'm anti BJP. I'm anti RSS. I'm an atheist. Things like that. But yes, I did get lots of big bets, and happy to see in the big bets also people did appreciate what I was writing about Congress. I mean, Rahul Gandhi was putting his foot in his mouth. Rahul Gandhi was not taking the allies into confidence. In fact, if you look at one of the chapters where I wrote, Rahul Gandhi should not do anything. He just continue the akra like Mahatma Gandhi did. In the evening, you have a prayer meeting. Just
Yes.
sing Raghupat Raghav Rajaram. सबको Sarmati Jai Bhagwan. Ishwar Allah Teru Naam. That's good enough. That's huge weapon to neutralize whatever the other party is doing. They did a couple of times, but I think he had to address the media also. He addressed these meetings, so time was very limited. Probably he did not have much of this time. But again, these kind of activities will come in when you have a proper audience. There is a local involvement. In Mahatma Gandhi's prayer meetings, everybody was involved. People would mark the time at 5 o'clock. They have to go for that meeting, and he was very particular and very punctual also. Mahatma Gandhi. Today, none of the politicians are punctual.
This is a very interesting subject. A lot of questions can be asked, but I just cannot resist but ask one final question, please, if you don't mind. 2 minutes more.
No problem.
No government was insulated from scandals, and scandals have taken a toll on many governments in the past. Why is it that scandal after scandal, disaster after disaster has not touched the current regime? It's like it's like water on a duck's back. Not a single thing is sticking to it.
No, it will come. It will come. A day will come. Definitely, I'm sure. I'm very confident of that. Let's wait for tomorrow's Supreme Court ruling on there are a lot of petitions on forming an SIT, special investigation team to go to the electoral bonds. In fact, 2 weeks ago, I raised this question in my columns also, saying one we expected the all political parties to discuss this during the elections. Electoral bonds should have been a big issue during the election time. Unfortunately, it did not happen, and whatever money that was collected and spent, that should be taken back, collected back, should be put in a fund which is spent for the people's welfare for welfare activities. That's my stand, and the scandal will definitely come because unfortunately, what is happening is if I uh, talk about one particular party, particular corporate group involved in the scandal, I enter into agreement where I'm in power. I take their help. So these contradictions, do play a role. That's what the ruling party plays up. But if not today, tomorrow, definitely. And if tomorrow the Supreme Court decides to set up a special investigation team, because the court itself said it is unconstitutional. They had no business collecting money like this. So, I mean, even collected money by wrongful means, definitely it is a PMLA issue. It has to be done that way. So, because the government is in power, they won't do that. The opposition comes into power, they will do that. But even Congress also taking a lot of money. No, may not be as much of money. In the 16,000 crores, you may have taken 2,500 crores. So that money definitely you're accountable for it, and you have to return it. You have to return it if the court decides so. So let's wait till tomorrow. So
Okay.
tomorrow by 11:30, 12 o'clock, we will know what Chief Justice Chandrashekhar is going to say about it.
Okay. Any final words from either of you? Otherwise, we'll conclude this.
It was just wonderful talking to you, BNK.
Yeah.
Like
it was a wonderful session. Thank you, both of you, for participating in this. BNK for your wonderful book, and Lalita for engaging him so interestingly, and for all the answers you have given. Please.
One word for me. Thank you, audience, for your patient hearing and raising all the interesting questions. Lalita, you very good and going deep into things. And I'm glad that you have gone through the book and raised these questions. Otherwise, you can't be.
I bought it.
Please. I think now is the time to display your book for the audience to.
Lalita has done it. This is the book, audience, and it's available on Amazon. You just type out, Politricks. Don't say politics. Type Politricks in there Politricks by BNK. You get it. And I think today Amazon is offering some bit of discount. I don't know whether they heard about our show. They're selling it at 232 rupees. With free delivery option. Delivery option. So it's a good thing. So thank you. Thanks a lot. And I keep looking forward to HLF support.
Thank you all.
Look forward to participating in HLF physically in January.
Please do. Please do come. Welcome. Thank you very much, Lalita and BNK. It was a wonderful session. Thank you.